Mr. Trucks, Mr. Truck here, somewhere outside of San Diego, reviewing the 2019 Ranger. We finally get to drive him.
Cody Cushion makes your trailer smoother ride, isolates between the truck and the trailer, so your trailer doesn't fill the truck doesn't fill the trailer. Your horses have a better ride, your cargo has a better ride, you have a better ride in the truck.
All right, I cornered another Ford engineer. We're going to find out all about this Ranger. We're going to know all the secrets and everything else. And this is Chris Billman. And what kind of an engineer are you?
So I work in driver assist technologies, and I also worked in vehicle dynamics for this truck as well.
Oh, wow. So is that part of the trail control?
No.
Okay.
That would be, we can hook you up with another engineer who's an expert in that system.
That's good. I just drove it twice. That's kind of interesting how that works. Now, okay, the question I have for you was that, what was it called, 360? It's called
Copilot 360.
Copilot 360.
Right.
Nobody's ever explained it to me in the truck, so how does that work?
So Copilot 360 is a new package of driver assist features that we're deploying across the Ford portfolio, including the all-new North America Ranger. And it's a suite of technologies that we're offering our customers. The way it's deployed on the Ranger is we have a number of standard features that go across all Ranger variants, including things like pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking and pedestrian detection, as well as the rear view camera we displayed in the center stack as well. Those two features are standard on every Ranger that we sell. So AEB, especially auto emergency braking, we're really proud to deploy across all Rangers. Once you get to the XLT and Lariat levels, we have another package of standard features for those trim levels, and this is optional at the XL level. But the Copilot 360 base package is a suite of 5 technologies that we're offering standard on XLT and Lariat and optional on XL. It includes things, in addition to the pre-collision assist with automatic braking and the rear view camera, we have 3 other features. They include things like the lane keeping system, where we'll give you a warning if you're departing from your lane, or a gentle steering correction if you are departing from your lane if you'd like. We also have automatic high beam, so if you're in a rural environment and there's no vehicles that you're following or no vehicles coming your way, we'll turn the high beams on for you automatically.
That's cool. Really,
really helpful in areas where there's not a lot of traffic. And then we also have the 5th system. Shoot, that I'm forgetting.
Yours doesn't have anything to do with the trailer length, does it?
Oh, that's right. It's I'm sorry. It's blind spot. The blind spot system on the Ranger is standard. We also have cross traffic alert tied into the blind spot system. Okay. And the interesting thing about the deployment of that feature on the Ranger is we have trailer coverage on the Ranger, which is a feature where if you're towing a trailer that's up to 33 feet long, if you configure the vehicle to know that there's a trailer there and what its length and width is, we can have the blind spot system detect if there's a vehicle traveling in the blind spot of the trailer, which is a fantastic feature if you're in a trailer a lot in this vehicle.
Yeah, is that what's called BLISS on the 150, or is
that
so
BLISS is the acronym for Blind Spot Information System, and that's the base feature. It also extends to cross traffic alert and this trailer coverage as well. So those are all part of the blind spot information system feature.
Yeah, I was saying that before on when you got a mid-sized truck that you can't get towing mirrors on it. Almost every trailer you pull is going to be wider than you are, and
that's
you
right.
can't. The mirrors are useless, so you've got to have something like this to tell you that little motorcycle's back there or somebody's over here.
Yep.
That is a big deal. I think that's one of the biggest safety things out there for this year.
And when you get long trailers, it's really hard to judge whether there is or is not a vehicle in the trailer's blind spot, especially if it's far backward of the vehicle. So it's really helpful, especially on the longer trailers, to know for sure whether there's a vehicle traveling in your blind spot or not.
Oh yeah, I've got a toy hauler. It's 26 feet long, but most all those are 8.5 feet wide, 102 inches, which is what a semi is, which is what almost what a dually class would be.
Right.
They're 8 foot, so it's really important thing, especially in midsize. I was so glad when I saw that you announced you were coming out with this. Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
My pleasure.
Now we'll go find our next victim engineer.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Truck here. I've cornered another engineer. We're going to find out all his secrets. And this is Kerry Baldori. And what is your job description as an engineer?
I am the Powertrain Integration Manager for North American Truck Programs.
Oh,
for
cool.
Powertrain Engineering.
Powertrain. So that's the big guy, right? I guess you're the big cheese of that department?
No, there's many more bigger than me.
Okay. Now, the question I had on the 10-speed, I read somewhere in some of your stuff that you guys have been handing out that it's the same 10-speed in the 150. Is that true?
Yeah, the entire transmission is the same. The only thing that are different is the application and how it bolts up to the block.
Okay.
So, the case itself.
Right.
You have the bell housing. This is the same as what's in the Mustang because the Mustang uses a 2.3 rear-wheel drive. But everything from the bell housing back is 100% common. Different torque converter, of course.
That's what I was wondering about, the torque converter. Okay, because I know first gear is way, way down there. It's like, what, 470 or 450?
466, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty darn low. Of course, that helps you with trailers. And I like that you got a 373 rear end axle ratio. That's good. I mean, in the old days, the mini trucks, we used to call them, had 410 rear ends.
Yeah.
They got great fuel mileage, but they weren't really powerful. But now we got the power where they're more room.
That's right.
They're a lot more usable, and it's a big hot market right now. Now, the turbo, so many different kinds of turbo. I know, the EcoBoost on the V6s, I don't think they got a big one, a little one. They've got some configuration of those. And what is different? Now, this turbo isn't a variable vane, but you have some other way of controlling the turbo lag on it. How does that work?
Yeah, this is the what they call a twin scroll. This is kind of the evolution of the turbo as it's gone through many redesigns over time, but it uses the different exhaust pulses to help spool up the turbo at lower RPM so you don't get that turbo lag, but yet still gives you the ability to get this turbo at full boost for full power at the higher RPM. So that's the latest evolution of a turbo that has evolved over time.
What's the max boost? Is it 15 or where's it at?
We don't really go by that. We go by cylinder pressure in the engine itself.
Okay, cylinder pressure. Another thing that I'll never figure out. See, boost I can read a gauge, but cylinder pressure, there's no gauge for that, is there?
No,
I mean,
there isn't. But we were so specific about cylinder pressure in each cylinder of the engine to manage that.
Okay.
So we look at a kind of an average pressure and then a max pressure in each cylinder.
Okay, well that's cool. And it's got like an intercooler. You guys have a new name for that now too, but
the acronym is CAC, C-A-C, and it stands for Charge Air Cooler.
Yeah, that's the new name. And that's so important. I remember way back when T-Birds, all those cars, they all had little four bangers with turbos. They were 2.3s.
Yeah.
And the thing about the turbo without an intercooler or air charge cooler is the engine gets hotter, the oil gets hotter, you got to change oil more often. There's a whole bunch of things you got to do differently with those. And they went intercooler of somewhere in the mid-80s, and the engines lasted longer. And that's all part of the equation. You're trying to get, these trucks should have no problem going 200,000 miles with that engine.
That's right.
And I appreciate that. Well, thanks. I appreciate the information.
You're welcome.
Now
Thank
we
you
know.
so much. Appreciate it. Thanks,
Thank you. This one we need to go. Oh, the mirror control. There it is. Holy cow! It's inside there. Where is it? Oh, there. It's way up here. So if I go. So this mirror control, that's a good place for it right there. So it's a little hard to see.
And you can go ahead and once you get out there into like the right hand of the lanes.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, if you're CDL pulling trailer, you can actually cross the lanes to get to the outside lane. That's how that works too. Do you have CDL?
I do not. I used to manage the trailer tow attributes group, but I had 3 guys in my group that had the CDLs, and I never took the time to get it myself.
Yeah. Well, Levine got it. I had one on the farm, then I had to do it again. And we did a big thing, and when all the 1-tons went to 30,000 pounds and gross combined, and we all had to get them. But Mike was always pushing dragon journalists to do it, and it's a very expensive thing to do, and it's a lot of tests. But I'm legal to pull like 3 trailers and all kinds of stuff. But
Yeah, I have like the step down, the DOT medical licensing.
yeah.
So, that allows me to basically do any of the GCWs from 10,000 up to, 24? Something like that.
Yeah. The commercial, if you are commercial, it starts at 10,001. And then that's the DOT, and then CDL is the 26 one.
26, okay, that's that.
I just got rid of my DOT number. I had that for years. Used to do all these horse expos with doubles. Set up. You don't have weight distributing, but we're not really purposing any.
You don't need weight
Balanced.
distributing. We passed all of our requirements and all of our testing, including SAE standards, without.
Really?
Correct.
See, that's news. We should say that on camera. Oh, we are. Well, that is cool because, you look at the owner's manual on GM, 5,000 pounds, they don't just say, we suggest it, they require it, which means it affects your warranty, it affects your insurance. But you're saying that all the way to 7,500 pounds, I don't have to use weight
It's
distributing?
not required.
Well, that's interesting.
We'll always recommend it.
Does it
because
say that in the
does-
manual that it's not required, or what does it say in the manual?
I haven't seen the final copy of the manual, but I can just verify that it's not required, but we generally recommend for anything over 5,000 pounds just because it's
Yeah.
adds some stability overall. You can stay in this lane, but we will be going, taking a right turn,
Okay.
and
Outside.
then to the outside lane
That light there or another light?
at this light.
Is there somebody right in my lane? The second
But-
one's not going to help me either.
No, you're going to be fine. This is a fairly big because you're going to be it's 2 lanes that'll
Oh,
turn.
2 lanes turn? Oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you have a green arrow, so you can go all the way to the outside.
Yeah. I'm going straight here.
Yes, and then we're taking this up to I-5.
Well, I knew you did
And
that to
going
the
north.
Super Duty. So is that way on the 152 that you don't require to weight distributing clear up to its maximum towing?
It's been a little while since I've worked on the F-150.
So I'm buying a new one tomorrow, and I've looked up all the limits, and I can get it higher than what a 250 gas engine will be. Of course, I don't have full floating axles anymore, and that worries me a little. So this is our downgrade.
Yeah, this is about as good as we're going to get on this
I
loop.
need to see my gears. Where are my gears? Where's my gears? There they are. Okay. Third gear. 3,200 RPM. So we're not on a long stretch yet. That's all uphill or downhill. That's up here ways.
That'll be on the return.
Okay, I need to move over here.
Yeah, and I'd go all the way over again because ultimately you're going to be switching a lot of lanes on the freeway here to get to the right place. I will actually program this to help us out.
This is not bad. I can see most of the way back there. These are pretty good mirrors. We had talked about in the video earlier today. They're big mirrors for the size of a truck. Do any of these models have spotter mirrors on these? So many of your vehicles do that are really good, even the cars. Those little spotter mirrors
This has got the bliss, electric bliss in it, so it's got you the blind spot indicator that'll be in the mirrors as opposed to the little
right.
bird's eye view mirrors.
Be alert and use voice commands while driving.
So we're getting on the interstate.
Yeah. I just programmed this to give us a little bit of a clue because of all the lane changes we got to make to get over to the hill.
Yeah. Keep finding my lane. Yep, we're in California. Everybody drives fast and furious.
Yep, so you're going to want to be basically moving a lane over every quarter mile.
Okay.
Total of 6 lane changes.
Yeah, I got a lot of room now.
Yeah, that's why we're waiting.
Yeah. One lane
And then the freeway's going to continue to have mergings in just to keep making it wider and wider, so they'll keep adding lanes to the left eventually.
Okay. Let's just say the speed limit is here. Somewhere in there it says
65.
65. Okay. So haul mode. Getting a little whip from the trailer. It's always nice for the trailer. Of course, you can't do it here, but it's always nice to stay in that right lane. So if somebody gets ahead of you and hits the brakes, you got the ditch, hopefully. Sometimes you have to use it. 'Cause nobody respects trailers. They don't give you any room at all.
You know, when I first came back with the trailer and saw you like immediately afterwards,
Yeah.
this was a car park. It was not moving at all.
Yeah, I'm still
See all
moving over.
those lanes, how they just ended right away?
Yeah, yeah.
I think you might be good now. So what we're going to be doing is taking this Carmel Valley Road exit in 1 mile.
Okay. So I gotta move back all the other way?
See, we just lost one more
So
lane.
Lost lane, yeah.
I'm not 100% sure at this point if we're losing one more or if we're going to be moving over. Looks like you might be able to just move over.
Okay, because I've got some clearance. Well, Bliss hasn't activated. They said it was on. It's turned on.
It's turned
trailer
on, but
thing?
the trailer is just slightly wider than
I'll
the
try and
limits.
tell me that, yeah.
I actually had you in the right lane because this is a double lane exit and we will be going left once we get
So I
up
need
to
to
the top.
Do I need to move back over?
Move back over 1 lane and take the exit.
Okay.
And here. Very perfect. And you will want the left-hand exit because once we make the turn, that right lane will end.
Okay.
Yep, the left turn.
And this is a 2-lane turn?
It is. And then a little ways down the road, that lane's just going to end. You're going to take your smack bag down into the ocean now.
That's good. I always wanted to see the ocean. Well, I was at some event. It might have been the Sport Track event. We were at Laguna Beach or something. I finally got to see real whales in the water. Breakfast swimming around next to it.
wow.
It was awesome. You know, Colorado, we don't see ocean that often.
Which sport track would 05, 09?
It wouldn't have been one of the last ones because they had a big club of sport track people there.
Okay.
So
I still own an 05.
yeah, I
Which was
thought the ride.
which was the first body style.
Yeah, I thought the ride was good. It was kind of soft and mushy, but a lot of people didn't buy it because of that. They wanted a truck ride, and I was kind of surprised by that.
I just love the package.
Yeah. Well, it's a deep bed. I liked it too. But it really didn't look like a truck. You know, that kind of turned a lot of people off. I was hoping the Ranger would be a crew cab. That was my big thing. But I thought it was respectable. Yeah, I sold it back then. I sold Fords for about 10 years.
We will be on this for a little while. There's a few stop signs along the way.
Well, good. We got light traffic. This is good. This is a good run.
Hey, your automatic high beam headlights came on for you?
Yeah, that's really good. A lot of the vehicles are doing that. I grew up on the farm, 32 years out there, and you bright your on most of the time out there. I like that. Is it on all of the models or just?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So this particular unit has a big screen. The base model doesn't, like the STX and the XL has that little screen. We're all getting used to these big screens. So you got any secrets about the Ranger? I mean, just between you and me?
Oh, there's no such thing as between you and me when we're on camera.
Oh, is that right?
That's right. I'm not going to fall for that one now.
That red dot just means the battery's charging.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm not falling for that one. You trying to get me fired?
No. Yeah, Levine told me you can spill your guts. I'm the guy you can tell. Tell me. We'll search.
Gotta love them.
A lot of people are going to electric disc brakes on these things, and I guess they hold up in the water. You got to keep pumping grease in those bearings anyway.
As a former boat owner, I think some of the stuff you see at boat ramps, you just really get scared about.
Yeah.
People don't know how to maintain.
Well, I got a cool thing on my tree. I do accessories too. I review a lot of accessories. They send me a lot of products for me to give an opinion on it. And there's a new thing, lug nuts with grease zerk in it. And that was the guy, he was a boat guy. He kept resting his lug nuts. And it works really well because I go to a tire shop and those guys do 120 pounds of pressure and you can't get them off the star wrench. And by having those greasable lug nuts, it's helped me a lot.
Well, as a trailer guy, I'm sure you're very familiar with Davis Dam.
Yep. Been there a lot in the heat.
I can tell you I was personally there in July with this vehicle, running it up the hill.
Yeah.
And it meets all of our requirements, all of the SAE standards.
So does the 2807, do they document that? Does the SAE come out and help you, or you just check it off that it did all those things?
It's a self-compliance like most SAE standards
It's
are.
almost like emissions, where they leave it up to you to do most of the testing. There's like that when that came out.
There's a lot more to it than just trailer tow performance on Davis Dam, because there's a vehicle dynamics aspects.
Is some of it sway control?
That plays into in the vehicle dynamics side of it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I've got Tucson sway control. I tested that, and it's incredible for the trailer. It actually brake left and right, and it's better than anything you can get from weight distributing. But it does not do weight distributing, but it does sway control. It's very big in Australia. Got it on my trailers. I got tire pressure on all my trailers. I can go up to 203 pounds. It tells me the heat and that. You guys are getting into that with the trailers. But it tells you so much because, especially like Arizona or someplace really hot, they go through a lot of tires, those poor people. Nice to know the temperature, the bearings, the brakes, and the air pressure.
All right, so it's right about here that it's actually going to start cranking uphill here.
And I am in third, 5,000 RPMs. Kicked off. We are towing 6,500 pounds. The limit on this is 7,500 pounds. So it's a good test for it. We're doing 65. What's say my limit is on that? Or there it is down there. Does that say 50? Let's see how my acceleration is between. There we go, jumps right up. The RPMs are quick. Now, I'm really impressed with the lack of turbo lag. I mean, you know, that I've been in the 2.7, has a little bit of turbo lag on the Chevy line. And this, and you got similar architecture. They've got the double flute, whatever they call it, going to the turbo. And you guys have a port system going to the turbo. And I'm sure most of that is for the turbo lag. Because you can't, you don't have multiple turbos and you don't have variable vanes, so you really can't change the flow in there much other than the port system. Right?
But it's holding up pretty well, isn't it?
It is. It is. It is. I'm playing with it now. It's nice to have the gear kick down that quick, but it's pretty effortless, and it's really not giving me a lag. I mean, the only movement we're getting is from that surge brake on the trailer. Is that a mile? How long did we go up there?
I didn't
Seems like it's
actually.
half of that. But this is good. There's no traffic.
I can tell you it's the best grade you're going to find around here.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's always tricky unless you're right next to the mountains to ever do that on a media launch.
And there you go. Now we're going to go by the lodge at Torrey Pines. So when you're ready to go golfing at a high-end establishment.
I've always wanted to learn how to golf. I've hit a bucket of balls on my 40th birthday at a driving range, and that's my entire experience with golf.
Oh, go on. That was just last year. You got plenty of time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not a golfer. I'm an old redneck.
You can move to the right lane anytime it's convenient.
Is there a place I can pull over? I want to pull that camera off. I sure don't want to risk losing it. Can't really tell.
Not really convenient,
Okay.
and we're only about a couple of minutes back at this point in time.
Okay. Yeah, the handling is good on this. Visibility is good. I mean, that's a pretty small rear window, but with the trailer, it's not a big deal. But doesn't that seem like a very small rear window on this truck to you?
Oh, I think it's very competitive, and once you get into the driving, it's fully functional.
Okay. That's right. You guys just had that meeting where you sang the song and got all revved up about we're number one. We're number. Is that?
F-O-R-D.
Yes. We love you, Ford. That's the only thing I have, because I always try to judge visibility and how easy it is to get to the knobs, and that's one thing that struck me as weird. But anyway, that's fine. You're competitive. Now the knobs, I like something really close to my hand. I like the fact that all these controls are right there, and your side shifter for all that. And braking control's in a very good place on this. So I would say that being able to reach the controls is very good on this truck.
It's all part of the trying to suit the needs of the adventure lifestyle, making
Right.
sure that everything that you would use in an adventure is in a convenient location.
Now, if it had a knob for the fan, I would give it 100%.
Well, I'll take that back to the factory
Okay,
team.
tell them about that. But you're bouncing down the road. Knobs are the best thing you can have.
We'll be taking the right turn up at this light.
Okay, in the bicycle lane.
Not quite yet.
Okay,
And then we cross over.
this is good. I'm in a strange area. I like to have a Copilot like this. This is good.
And you can swing wide, but we'll end up in the right lane.
Okay. Yeah, long ways from the curve. That's one thing we take a CDL. If you ever cross the line, cross the bumper, you're disqualified instantly. It's not like you get any do-overs. So I do a hairpin, a button hook where you swing back and in, and then they take off a little bit for that, but they don't disqualify you. They try to mess with you on a driving test. They take you through construction, and they ask you what that sign said 5 miles back, and all kinds of ridiculous things. But it's good. It's a good thing.
You're
There's
just
some good things I
convincing
like
me
about it.
not to take that because it sounds like I'm back in school and have to
Well,
study.
yeah, and I think it's a good thing to know. They do teach you good things in there, but like they'll tell you not to use your brake controller to test your brakes like on a semi. Well, that's what you do. You use your glide handle to test those brakes, and you need it for that. And they don't think you ever use it for anything.
Okay, yeah, it's like, well, you just got to keep turning the gain up until, it's too far, then turn back, and that's how you do it? I mean, that'll take you miles sometimes to do that.
It's ridiculous, some of the laws, but some of them I really liked, some of them I don't think are intelligent about. I think to be able to road trucker, it's just too many rules.
The next traffic light will be our right turn back into the hotel.
Holy cow, that's a pretty quick loop. How'd you do that? That's amazing.
Well, when there's no traffic, we can do that.
Okay.
And
when you back up a trailer, it's always good to do it left side where you actually can see. But you saw me where I backed in there. I backed in the right side, and that's very hard to do. At night, it's going to be very hard to do. I would almost suggest letting me make a loop the opposite way and come in the other way, but I'll try anything you want me to try.
We're actually going to have a crew that's just going to come up and pick it up and drive it right out. So all we got to do is swing it over to the side, and then they're going to drive it on out.
Because at nighttime is not when you want to practice.
No.
And I got it in there, but
so
it's always good to park left if you can park left.
Let's let these... I'll pull all the ropes aside for you.
Tons of pickup truck questions, right?
Right. Where do we go for the answers?
We go to the Truck Nuts book.
Because we're truck nuts. And we wrote the book, Truck Nuts. We're nuts about truck. The ultimate guide to buying a truck, or to looking at a truck, or judging a truck. You know, whether it's diesel versus gas, new versus used, what your teenagers should learn about trucks, all that. You do all kinds of cool tests.
Yeah, we do a lot of testing. We do the iGauntlet, world's toughest towing test, up the mountain and down the mountain. We do MPG testing on the highway, loaded with trailers.
Yeah.
We do off-road testing. A lot of that data is in this book as well, and it's a one-stop shop for truck information.
That's true. We test trucks, maximum capacity, up to the biggest grades you can do on the interstate.
Yep.
So we really put them to the test. And, you know, you can get all the facts you can't find anywhere else. We do MPG tests, which you can't find on any sticker anywhere. So, you know, all the stuff that you can't find is in the book.
And you can find the book at trucknutsbook.com. There are links to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all the other bookstores as well.
So read about your truck nuts.